All right, welcome back, everyone. We're going to get rocking and rolling and kind of mixing up our slides a little bit here. The last video we talked about that we created our lesson frame and the norms. Again, norms you're going to want to cover both on your day one on August 17th and your second day one when kids come back September 14th. And be prepared to have this as part of your quick brief intro once you get rolling before your actual core instruction each day, because we all need reminders, plain and simple. Now, how I would outline this, just again, because I talk about not having it in sequential order to keep the kids on their toes, is start practicing this from day one for yourself. So I would go ahead. I think it's good practice to have your virtual parking lot, your absolute last slide. So you just click on it, hold down your left key, and you drag it on down. Then your lesson frame, I would go ahead and let's move that one on up here. So again, we just hang on it. But it's going to be after the bell ringer. Because again, what you want to think about is that you're going to have your opening slide, that's your title slide. You're going to have your bell ringer with your link. In this case, this link, you notice I copied and pasted twice. It's the same link. I'll delete this just so we don't confuse anyone. I'm going to put the lesson frame here because, again, the intent is you come in the classroom, you already pushed out your bell ringer link to everyone. They should be doing that while you're setting up your computer, doing your Skyward attendance and whatnot. And then, after the 2-3 minutes you've done with your Skyward attendance, you brought everyone's attention back to you. You're going to want to cover what your lesson frame is going to be with the kiddos. And then you also want to cover what your norms are, and this is where you want to start mixing up. So I would leave it down at the bottom and tell them, come on down to slide. Let's swap this here so we have the parking lot at the end. Slide 10, our norms. We're going to cover our norms here. Then you can come back up, reiterate what your lesson frames are. And then our main content is going to be covering the Jamboards, but there's one other type of slide that I want to introduce, and you'll see the advantages of it. It can be used in a multitude of different ways, but for the purpose on day one lesson, it's just going to be capturing everyone's name just so they get familiar with the format, and you already have this slide template created. So after slide 3 is highlighted here, we're just going to hit the enter key. That gives us a blank slide here, and we're going to title this, What is Your Name? Now, you already know because you have the roster, but no one else knows, and they can't look around in the room and see who's there with them. So they're going to want to know this. So what we're going to be adding here is a text box. So we're going to come up here to Insert, click on that, come on down, to Text Box. We'll click on that, and then you hold the left mouse button down, and boom, there's your text box. I type in Insert just because then they know it's there. Now, if I click away, you see Insert, but you don't realize there's a text box unless you click on it. So we want the kids to know clearly what they need to tap on in that area. So I'm going to come up here. We see this little paint can that's dumping over, and that's your fill color, and then this little marker next to it, that's your border color. You click on that, and I'm just going to do basic boring black, click on it, and then when we click away, we see that there's a text box that's clearly defined that they know if I click anywhere in here or I'm on my tablet and I touch it with my finger, bleep, blop, bloop, I can access it. But again, you're going to have more than one kiddo. Don't kill yourself and coming over here and do an insert, text box, all that. Here's what you do. Left click on it. It's now highlighted blue. You right click with your mouse, come up to copy. Right click again, you do paste. Boom, there's another one. You right click, paste. Right click, paste, and you do that a few different times until you have enough text box. Then you literally just drag and put them where you want them gridded out. Now you can adjust the size of your text box. This is just kind of an arbitrary size that I had picked, but you can adjust them that way. You can have more columns, across and down and whatnot, or if you want to have multiple slides like this. But again, I see we're running out of time. So we'll pick up in the next video how you finish creating the text boxes and then how to do a simple way on just duplicating this slide so you're not doing the same step over and over and over and over again.